Welcome back. Okay, I asked you what range of things that you see. What do you think is the #1 problem that people come to you for?
Probably, I can't limit it to one, I'll have to give you two, probably colds and flu and allergies.
Things that won't go away, kind of a thing.
Chronic. People who are getting repeated colds, or they've had a cold 6 months ago and they've never felt well since. Or allergies that are just not working with the traditional method.
And are these people who have pretty much tried everything else? I mean, been to the traditional doctor, tried all the prescription drugs and everything else, and have finally said, you know, that's it, I'm going to try something else. Are you kind of their last hope?
Two categories. One is exactly that, people who have tried everything. I spoke to a woman today who has really bad endometriosis, and she's a couple surgeries and in and out and this and that. The other category is someone who's just aware and in great health and doesn't have many problems at all, but wants to do more of a preventative approach and have someone who they can call when a problem comes up later on down the line. Or mothers who bring their kids in who have maybe had some ear infections, nothing really serious, but they want a general doctor who can treat using homeopathy and herbs instead of having to go to their regular doctor each time. There's an increasing awareness of preventative medicine also.
I have to ask you, and I'm not trying to pin you down on costs exactly, but there is a big health care problem in this country, and people are worried, well, if it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to do this or that, I can't afford to do it because maybe my insurance company wouldn't cover something like this. Is this a less expensive procedure to undergo as opposed to traditional medicine? Are they about the same? I did read that more insurance companies are going in this direction, that yes, they will approve in certain instances, seeking outside help, which I think is very interesting. But what's your feeling on the cost issues involved?
Well, what I see is more and more insurance companies covering what I am, which is a licensed acupuncturist. It's becoming I think public pressure is causing companies, because they're realizing that in the long run it's cheaper to pay an acupuncturist to do more of a preventative holistic approach than it is the other approach, which is going to lead to surgery and more expensive doctor visits. The visits tend to be cheaper than seeing a Western trained doctor. That's just how the economy works. It's very financially feasible. Also, you don't tend to visit someone like myself as frequently, because a lot of it is done over the phone and just things that then I tell my patients to go pick up at their health food store.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, was repeat visits kind of a thing. Maybe acupuncture would be one area where that would be different. Maybe they'd need a number of treatments. But for something like the holistic medicine or the herbs or the nutritional guidance, obviously, that could be a one-shot.
Yeah, for acupuncture, I might see someone 5 times once a week. If it's nutritional, homeopathic, I usually see them once a month or so, and then in between times we talk over the telephone, and they basically just tell me what's going on, and I tell them whether to stop or start their remedy. And then we do a little check-in once or twice more, usually anywhere from 2-week to 4-week intervals until we get the problem under control.
I read that Congress recently established the Office of Alternative Medicine at the National Institutes of Health. And I'll bet for people in your line of work, that's got to be the most exciting thing.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Come along. So a $2 million budget, something like that, to kind of work out what's going on. What do you think is going to come of that? We've got the Clinton administration, they're looking into health care issues, things like this. What's your feeling on where that's going?
I think we're going to be included. I think there's enough public pressure right now that people want the homeopathic, the herbal, the alternative approaches. And I can't see it going otherwise. There are a few bills before Congress that would do the opposite, that would limit our ability to purchase vitamins and herbs at the health food store. But I don't think people are going to allow that to happen. Health freedom is too important to people in this country. It's something we've always had, and I think it's the direction that people want to go more than ever now.
Good. All right, we need to take another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We'll be putting Dr. Randy Martin's telephone number on the screen if you'd like to give him a call. What advice do you have for people that are just unhappy with what they've been getting in the past, and whether they decide to turn to alternative medicines or not? What advice do you have for people?
Well, unhappiness usually stems from a lack of feeling connected with whatever someone is doing. A person has to feel a connection with their healthcare process, with the doctors and the other people they're involved with. So if they're not happy, something's wrong. They have to make a change, or they have to confront their doctor if they like the doctor that they're working with. But a sense of empowerment in their own healing process is 50% of healing. When the body is feeling empowered and connected with itself, with the people around them, with nature, to get a little metaphysical on it, healing begins to take place. They've shown scientifically that the immune system is stimulated when we're happy. Being happy is very, very important for the immune system and for overall health.
It does kind of feed on itself if a person is not getting treatment that they are happy with, and yet they said, well, I don't know, he's the doctor, he must know what he's doing. I still feel lousy, but he must know what he's doing. That gets depressing after a while.
Yeah, well, we do have to trust our we do need a sense of trust in our doctors, because sometimes there's a time and place to have blind faith in the process. And even with me, my patients can be unhappy at certain stages, because healing isn't necessarily an easy process. It can be a painful process some of the time. But beneath that, there has to be a feeling that one is connected and on the right path and doing the right thing. It's touchy. It's hard sometimes to make those types of decisions.
But people should take control of their health care. If they're not happy, they should try something else.
Yeah.
And that's probably the direction we should go in. We are out of time. Thank you very much for joining us today, answering our questions. And we'll see you again on Southland.
Robert Culp and Bill Cosby are world travelers in I Spy. Next
Michelle's
on 56
provided by
KDOC.
Mother's Work Maternity Wear.